Hello and welcome to another episode of the How to Create VR tutorial series, where you learn by watching other VR and AR professionals create the magic. I'm Marcelo Lewin, a VR and AR developer, evangelist, and the guy behind howtocreatevr.com. My guest creator today is Michael Waite from Styly VR. Michael is passionate about VR and has presented at various events, including VRX, VRTO, and others. Today, Michael will be showing us how to create a simple web VR experience using his tool, Styly VR. But before we get started, if you enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up and remember to subscribe to my channel. It will only take you a second, but it will really help me tremendously so that I can continue providing you these kinds of tutorials on a weekly basis. All right, now that that's out of the way, Michael, welcome.
Hi, Marcelo.
How's it going? You're in Japan, Tokyo, right?
Yeah, midnight in Tokyo.
Midnight, man. Must be fun midnight in Tokyo.
Surprisingly quiet right now, but yeah, it's a good place to be.
So, hey, you're going to show us today your tool that you represent, Styly VR. But before we get into that, give us a quick background overview of yourself.
I grew up in California. I went to school in the Bay Area, studied philosophy. After that, I went to Asia and taught English and just had experiences. And then I got into VR past year or so with this company.
So how did you come to connect with them? I mean, obviously you were in Asia, so that's one way to connect with this company, which is in Japan. And how did you figure to get into VR itself?
In some way, I was always into VR. You know, as a kid, you're always exploring virtual worlds through books and then video games. And then, philosophy led me through all these potential possible worlds, and then you travel to kind of get into another VR. I mean, I think VR is much deeper than just this new electronic version of it. Culture is VR. All of that. That's whole other podcast. But so, I mean, I think it was always on my mind. I think it's always, on a lot of people's minds, just being human. And then I just happened to have been in the right place at the right time and just met the right people and got involved, got invited in.
And here you are.
Yeah.
Cool. So today you're going to show us Styly VR. You're going to give us an overview real quick before you jump in and start showing us the tool itself. What is Styly VR? What can you do with it?
So basically, Styly is a VR sort of world builder, content creation tool. It's aimed for those people who don't have the coding knowledge or experience. So it's a non-coding VR tool, drag and drop style. It's all done in the browser, it's cloud-based, and it's pretty much quickly viewable in all of the major headsets. So kind of a fast, quick and easy VR content creation tool / platform. Now we're also the gallery site, so it's starting to grow beyond just a tool and more of a kind of hangout spot.
Like distribution platform.
Yeah, distribution platform, a place to share and like, and
Very cool. So why don't we get started? Tell us, what do we see here? Where are we?
So it's in the browser. If you use Chrome is the best one to use, but you can use other browsers as well. And once you log in to the website, you'll get this screen where before you can enter the scene, you first need to give it a title. So that's what we're doing here. I'll just call it How to Create VR. And then you click Create. And that'll bring you into the editor. So I'll give you a basic overview of the layout. As you see, it's a fairly simple UI. We have the side menu over here with the objects in your scene, the assets. You have your scenes. The scenes you already have, you can change between those or create a new one. You're not going to need this too much really within here, but you might. Then there's assets. That's where all the meat is. That's where all of the videos and models and pictures and everything that's going to be in your scene, that's where you'll get it. Here, there's a shortcuts kind of bar, so it'll tell you all the keyboard shortcuts to help you get things done a little faster. And then if you want to close that, just click on it with the mouse. It's a lot easier if you have a mouse. That's another kind of pro tip.
Quick question for you.
Yeah.
If we go back to the assets screen, right there. Yeah. So right here, you can get 3D models, images, and all this. So are these only what you've uploaded? Is it stuff that you guys provide, or is it connecting to like Google Poly? You know what I mean? Like, so what do you offer here?
Okay, I'll show you. So if you click on this, it'll answer that question. You'll see a few tabs up here. So this tab here is Google Poly. So Google Poly is completely synced up here. If you search in there and, I don't know, type in something, you'll get okay, that's looking nice. Okay.
I see. So that's integrated into Google Poly, and you can bring it up. And I saw the other tabs were probably stuff you guys provide, and there was an upload tab, which I'm assuming that's what we can upload. So I guess you kind of answered my question there.
Right. So maybe I'm getting ahead of myself by actually bringing things in, but
that's okay.
Yeah, that's how conversations go, right?
Right. Exactly. Yeah. So that's Poly. So you guys integrate into Poly. The other tabs, those are more your stuff that you guys provide.
There's some skyboxes and grounds that we provide. Some other 3D models that we provide, some filters, and then here's where you upload your 3D models. You can see here, right here, there's the file types that are supported, and that pretty much explains what's possible. FBX, Blender, OBJ, SketchUp, and yeah, you just go in there and just bring it in from your computer, and then once that's done, it would appear here in My Models. It's still in beta, so you'll see a few kind of buggy type things in here, but yeah, this is what it is.
VR is still in beta itself, so
yeah, right.
It's okay.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, but you'd upload here, and then you'd have all your models here, and these would still be accessible in all your scenes. So it's on your account.
So it's global. Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. Is there any
limit?
There's
Poly models, there's our models, there's your models. It's a combination of all of those. Yeah.
Is there any limit to how many gigabytes we can use on your system? Do you guys limit that right now, or right now it's just open? Do you know?
There's a limit. I don't know the exact number.
But there is a limit. Okay.
So yeah, you'll get that. The images, you can upload your images. I have a few on here. You'll notice the JPEGs, PNGs, and also GIFs. So the GIFs are actually, I really enjoy those ones. You can do some pretty fun stuff with those. You can link up your Instagram, and then your pictures from there will appear. Music, either upload from your computer in MP3 format, or just search directly through SoundCloud. Okay, and then you just insert this track, and it would, I'll mute it in a second.
Sure. And we're probably not going to be able to hear audio anyway on this end, but it's pretty cool how you guys are integrating different services into your app, which I'm assuming probably in the future you'll be integrating more stuff to make it easier for us to add assets.
Right, because right now, as you notice, there are some 3D models, but you're probably wanting more. I'm wanting more. So what you have to end up doing, if you want to create a really great scene, is you will naturally gravitate towards uploading your models, but of course that takes time and energy and extra knowledge. So if we can integrate more things like Google Poly, or create some sort of ecosystem where people can share and upload their own models into some kind of store, then these are some of the things that we're working on right now, and bit by bit, those features are being applied.
Yep, that makes sense. Cool.
Then video via YouTube, put the keyword in or the URL, and then you can get some, enter this video. There's a bunch of different frames. Okay, so 360 screen, see how that goes. Oh no. Okay, so you can, when you do that, I should have muted it, because usually, or sometimes you don't want the audio with the video, so you can click mute up here. And then there's a bunch of different screens you can choose from. 360 screen, squares, whatever, and then put that in. When you want to delete something, you would just click on here, and there's a trash can, delete. Okay, so click on it. Okay.
So those right there are your layers. I'm assuming it looks like a Photoshop layer.
Yeah, these are my layers, and it's just going to give you just the list.
Of everything in your scene.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly. And then what else can you do here? You can duplicate things here. You can edit the name. And yeah, that's that. Over here, you can change the view by just clicking on here, And all of these things you could do with the mouse as well. like mouse wheels and dragging. And rather than go through all of those shortcuts, they're all basically here in the help screen. So for example, if you scroll the mouse wheel, you'll zoom in and out. If you mouse left click and drag, you'll get this sort of spinning around view, etc. And then maybe I should put in some models to actually...
Well, I have a question for you.
Yeah, go ahead.
If you go back to the scene.
Yeah.
So there's that guy. It says start position. I know we didn't bring that guy in. So what? Can you explain what that guy is?
That is showing you where you will be placed when you enter the VR scene. That's where you're thrown into the world. That's where you're born.
So that's your first view that you will see.
Yeah, this is like your first, like you're the baby just entering the world, and this is mommy.
Right. That makes sense.
And then you can't edit that. That's just fixed for now. And then once you're in the scene, it works on the Oculus Rift, mixed reality, Vive, Mirage Solo, Oculus Go, all these main devices. And then basically what you could do is you could teleport through the scene. That's the main interaction currently.
Okay, so as that start position, you can actually teleport. So that's built in already. So you can move around and explore that scene.
That's built in.
Cool. Quick question, and maybe you're going to tell us that later. But can you, as we create more scenes, can you jump in between scenes? In other words, can scenes be linked? So if I want to go from one scene to another, can that happen, or is that not available yet?
Not yet, but that's definitely something like
because what I'm seeing,
some creators are kind of trying to build this kind of stuff for us right now. We're trying to do it ourselves too, but yeah, they're not connected yet. There's isolated worlds. Right.
It makes sense to be able to connect them, because what I'm seeing here, and I know you guys build worlds with this and people can explore, but from a developer's point of view, I'm seeing this as a great prototyping tool to get something started, so people in let's say in an enterprise, if you're working on a VR experience, you can start prototyping quickly with your app, which seems really easy to use, teleporting between different scenes, and then jump in and create a full-blown VR app. So I see this as a really cool prototyping app.
Yeah, I think so too. I think so. Yeah, you can put things together pretty quickly and get it into VR just as quickly, and therefore it has the benefits of letting you see how things look before investing too much time into it.
Right. So what's you have three icons on the right: global, move, and reset. What are those for?
Before I can explain it, I think I should put like a normal random object in here. Sure,
that sounds good.
Just kind of, otherwise I need a reference point.
Yep, sounds good.
Okay. Okay, how about look at this dog. So you see I selected an object on the left menu, because if there's nothing selected, you're not controlling anything. And so you want to, whatever you want to control or edit, basically you're going to select first. Okay. That being said, here it just switches between global and local view. So for some reason it doesn't do that on the move thing. Okay, so global and local. So it's just with global, it's showing where the position of your or size of your object is in relation to the entire scene. And then with local, it's more isolated to your specific object. And it doesn't really play a big role in Styly, actually, but for practical purposes, when something's not working correctly, like I want to rotate this and it's not working, I will just sometimes click on global and then it starts working. So that's sort of a dummy's answer to how to use it.
Right. No, and that makes sense, because I know they have that in Unity, where you can, it's in relation to your entire scene as opposed to in relation to the specific object.
Yeah.
And that's so it works the same way here, pretty much.
Yeah, same thing as like Unity. Actually, if you're familiar with Unity, I'm sure you'll see a lot of similar looking things. Yeah. As it was largely built from Unity.
Right. So the rotate and the move, that's obviously how you can, and is there a scale too?
Yeah. So that's what, so now we've covered checkbox 1. Now here it's basically rotate, scale, and move.
Right.
And that's what this button does. And yeah, like you said, just like in Unity. And then scale. You just grab the center box, hold that, like pinch that, and then just drag your mouse. That's the easiest way to do it. Yeah. And then here, this will just bring you back to that birthplace, where your starting position is. Yeah, just in case, because it's a giant world, you're just going to you can get lost in it, and you might want to just get back to the beginning, and this will bring you there. Yeah. So, wait, what's happening there? Anyway,
Cool.
Yeah. So something like that. Yeah, so maybe I could show you how to, just some examples of some stuff to put in.
So basically, you bring in objects here. So you're bringing in objects and building a world. Can you animate any of this? Can you keyframe any movements or anything like that? Or right now you're just positioning stuff and then you're able to explore this world, but there's no interactivity beyond teleporting.
Correct. You can use, if you want to animate an object really easily, I would just use some tool like Mixamo, and then import that FBX or 3D model into Styly. So I've done that a little bit here too. I think there's some models they're not showing up sometimes, but so you can use Mixamo to animate some character. You can use Unity, and we have a Unity plugin, so you can upload your assets from Unity, your scenes from Unity. Of course, they have to fit into a certain size. So a huge giant scene is not going to work, and it might not come out perfect, but you can use Unity, Mixamo, some of those other tools. But yeah, it's not directly within Styly. It's sort of an advanced user function or something.
Right. So the point is, any animation you have to do outside. So really, to get a full understanding is, you're building a world and you're positioning stuff, and then you're able to preview this. But that's beyond, and that's the max you can do at this point with the tool. Let's just bring in tools and position them in various places.
Okay,
yeah,
sure.
there's your animation there.
Anyway?
Yeah.
Okay. There's something I just whipped up together in Mixamo.
Yeah.
Okay. And I don't know what happened to this person, but it's okay. Anyway, it's there.
Yeah. No, we see it. Yep. Yeah, we understand. So once you've got this world built, what do you do with it?
You look at it through, the headset. So basically, you've got to build. There's a Styly app that you download from Steam that will allow you to view it in VR via the Oculus Rift, the Windows Mixed Reality, or the HTC Vive on the Google Play Store through the Lenovo Mirage Solo, and etc. So they basically, you would put.
So you download an app, the Styly app, to be able to preview it. Now, as you're developing this world, to preview it, you need to publish it first,
No,
right?
to preview it, you don't need to publish it. You will just sign in through the app with the same login you used here, and you would have all your scenes there.
Okay.
But if you don't want to go through the app, I think if you publishing it's still a faster and easier way to view it, and it's also shareable. So, for example, I could publish this here now. I could give it a description, and then just click here, publish. And then you see it prompts you gives you this link here, open publish page at Styly Gallery. So that brings me to the other side of Styly, is the gallery site.
So
the gallery site is
the
where
distribution
all the published
part.
material is. Go ahead.
Sorry to interrupt. So this is the distribution part.
Yeah, this is the distribution part. So here's my scene here. I'll have this link that I can just give to people, and that would allow them to get the same page. On this page, you have two options. You can enter into VR here. So if I click on this, it will launch the app.
So then at that point, you could see it in your Oculus Rift or HTC Vive locally.
Yeah, so you just go through that, and it would pop it open, and you'd watch it locally through the VR headset. And then here, if you don't have one, or you just want to see it in the WebGL, pan around kind of view, you can do it that way as well. Okay, so there we go. Now it's loaded, and you can just, I'm using my mouse right now, basically left clicking and dragging it. I'm zooming out with the mouse wheel, zooming back in with the mouse wheel, right clicking the mouse, dragging. So the same shortcuts that I showed earlier. And then you can basically get a feel for what's going on in here. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Question for you. Is there a couple of questions actually. Is there the ability to limit how far back you go? So limit the ability to travel only within the world and not get out of it, number one. And then number two, is there any collision detection? So if I teleport, can I go beyond that rock that's in front of me?
So, okay, so you're going to tell you want to go beyond this rock?
Like, for example, if I teleport, can I make it so that rock stops me, like I can't go any further? And then also, can I limit the view so people stay in this island as opposed to get out of it, like we're going back? Is there an ability to do that now or not really?
Not really.
Okay.
It's automatically going to let you. The colliders are kind of, for most objects, they're there. So if it looks like you can climb on top of it, you probably can. And if it looks like you can't, you probably can't, with, of course, some exceptions. But you're not really deciding that unless, of course, you're building 3D models yourself or you know how they were built. But within Styly, you're not doing that.
Right. So you do all of that outside of Styly.
Yeah, so I'm sure you could limit how far you can go in the world. You're not just like, zooming out into this outer space and it can just keep going out. But Styly will, theoretically let you keep going.
Right. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Is there an app for the Oculus Go, a Styly app?
Yeah, there's an app for that. It's not, I don't know when you're listening to this episode, but currently you would need an invite code from one of us because it's not officially on the go yet. And
if they want to do that, who do they contact?
I'd just contact me.
Okay, we'll post it below on the show notes, but why don't you give quickly your email real quick? Yeah, my email is Mike, so Mike .Waite, WAITE, at styly.cc. And that's STYLY. Yeah, STYLY.cc. That works. Cool. Well, Michael, we're almost out of time. Is there anything else that you feel that we should cover that we didn't cover yet? I guess I can show you the actual gallery for 1 second, just so you can get a wider perspective on that. My scene was here, so if you click on here all, you'll get all of them. So my scene is probably, why is it not there right now? Anyway, it should be. Yeah, here you can scroll through and see other people's scenes and view those. So you can use this to get inspiration. Still the early days of it, so it's not very categorized or anything like that. But there's like function, comment function. There's some basic stuff, and then that's being improved. But yeah. So you can use this. Questions about this? You can use this to sort of for inspiration. Yeah, for inspiration, or for some kind of recognition or whatever. Right. Yeah. Right. Yeah, makes sense. Yeah. When you publish a scene, can you make it private so then I can only show it to a few people, or you publish and it's automatically public? Yeah, right now it's automatically public. I see. Okay. Cool. Yeah. Anything else you'd like to show us before we get going? No, I think that pretty much covers it. So everyone can just, if you play around with it, if you have any questions, also contact me, or you can find a way to contact us. If not, and then we're all happy to help and answer any questions or guide you along. Well, yeah, they can contact me and I'll hook them up with you. And okay. I know you guys have a Facebook group, so I'll put all that in the show notes itself. So, well, Michael, thank you so much for showing us this. Like I said, I think this is a great tool for prototyping. I think it's something that I could probably start using myself to show others, hey, this is what my idea is for XYZ VR experience, because it allows me to bring in stuff quickly and position them and let me teleport. So I thought that was pretty cool. Thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate it. And if people want to get a hold of you, I'm assuming the email that you gave before is good enough? Yeah, it's good enough. Perfect. All right, Michael, thank you so much. And to the rest of you, I'm glad you were here with us. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and remember to subscribe to my channel. It will only take you a second, but it will really help me out so that I can continue providing you these kinds of tutorials on a weekly basis. If you are ever in the Southern California area, we have a monthly meetup with lots of great VR and AR presentations. You can join or RSVP for our next meetup at howtocreatevr.com/meetup. Finally, if you are interested in learning more about how to create VR, AR, and MR experiences, please visit howtocreatevr.com. So until the next episode, I'm Marcelo Lewin. Cheers, everyone.